What would it be like to regain the muscle strength you had decades ago? Imagine opening a jar effortlessly, standing up from a chair without support, or even climbing stairs with confidence. No pain, no fear, no hesitation. Sound far-fetched? For many, this has become more of a memory than a possibility. But the truth is, it doesn't have to stay that way. At 74, Mr. Arnaldo could barely lift a grocery bag. Walking for more than 10 minutes? Impossible. But in just 4 months, he not only regained his balance and mobility, but was also able to carry his grandson in his arms with a smile on his face. What changed? It wasn't expensive medication or miracle cures. It was simple, science-backed habits that he consistently incorporated into his routine. Here's a little-known fact. After the age of 30, we lose an average of 8% of our muscle mass every decade. After 60, that loss accelerates silently. This phenomenon has a name, sarcopenia, and it doesn't just affect muscles. It steals independence, balance, and self-esteem. But there are real ways to reverse this. In this short series, you'll discover exactly how. Today, you'll learn the 7 most effective habits to regain muscle strength, each supported by scientific evidence and already used by thousands who've moved from frailty back to living with independence. But here's what hardly anyone tells you. You don't need to live in the gym, load up on supplements, or rely on medication. What truly transforms muscle health are small, consistent changes at the right time, in the right way. Mrs. Nair, 68, never liked exercise. She always thought it was a young person's thing. But when she started applying the habits you'll see here, something changed. She started sleeping better, felt more energized in the mornings, and within 3 months completed her first 2-kilometer walk in years. No pain, no extreme fatigue, and full of pride in herself. Now, before we begin, hit that like button. This helps us reach more people who need this information. And comment below. Which of these habits do you already practice or are most curious to try? Sharing experiences in the comments is part of what makes this journey even more valuable. Habit 7. Hormesis. Many people believe regaining muscle strength is all about lifting weights. But the truth is, your body responds to far more than just traditional strength training. And one of the most powerful triggers is something most people avoid: controlled discomfort. This is where the first habit comes in: hormesis. Hormesis is the body's positive response to small doses of stress. Think of it as a gentle challenge that, repeated consistently, makes the body stronger, more resilient, and more vibrant. It benefits muscles, the immune system, and even mental clarity. Instead of pills or extreme workouts, we're talking about simple stimuli like cold showers, short fasting periods, walks in colder weather, or time-limited sauna sessions. These practices signal to the body, it's time to adapt, and the body responds with strength. Michael, 65, from Manchester, started with something simple: 30 seconds of cold water at the end of his shower. After 2 weeks, he noticed more morning energy and less soreness after walks with his grandson. Today, he follows a light intermittent fasting routine twice a week and says his energy feels like it did in his 40s. Start like this: 10 seconds of cold water, then gradually increase. Avoid this: jumping into long fasts or extended cold showers. Doing too much too soon often leads to giving up. Habit 6. Smart protein. Scheduling, a silent mistake, even among those who eat well, is consuming protein the wrong way. It's not just about how much, you also need to consider timing and distribution throughout the day for optimal muscle recovery. Our bodies have an anabolic window, times of day when protein synthesis is more effective. If you pack all your protein into one meal, usually dinner, you're missing out on key opportunities for muscle rebuilding. Enter the second habit, smart protein scheduling. By spreading your protein intake across at least 3 consistent meals per day, you provide a steady stimulus for muscle repair and growth, especially crucial for those over 50 as natural anabolic efficiency begins to decline. Claire, 72, from Lyon, used to have a light breakfast, a small lunch, and a heavier dinner. After a simple nutritional adjustment, she began eating eggs at breakfast, a small portion of chicken or Greek yogurt at lunch, and kept her dinner as it was. Within 2 months, she reported more energy, less sagging, and noticeably stronger legs. Practical tip: prioritize foods like eggs, fish, lean meats, tofu, or legumes spread across morning, afternoon, and evening. Common mistake: relying on supplements without first organizing a solid nutritional foundation. Habit 5. Vitamin D optimization. Over 1 billion people worldwide are deficient in vitamin D, and most don't even realize it. This deficiency, besides affecting bones and immunity, directly undermines muscle strength and the body's ability to respond to exercise. Vitamin D acts as a silent regulator. It activates genes that promote muscle growth, improves balance, and lowers the risk of falls. The challenge is that as we age, the skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight drops significantly. This brings us to the third habit, optimizing vitamin D levels with professional guidance and balance. James, 70, from Chicago, had always been active, but in recent years began experiencing frequent leg weakness. Tests revealed his vitamin D levels were far below optimal. With guided supplementation and increased morning sun exposure, his symptoms began to fade within weeks. Today, he walks 5 kilometers a day and says he's trusting his legs again. Key tip: get tested before supplementing. Ideal dosages vary, and even more importantly, always pair vitamin D with vitamin K2, which prevents calcium buildup in the arteries and helps direct minerals properly to the bones. Common mistake: taking mega doses of vitamin D without guidance. This can do more harm than good. Habit 4. Inflammation control. You don't need a fever or pain to be inflamed. Silent inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of muscle health. It works slowly, like a daily poison the body learns to ignore. It weakens muscles, hinders post-exercise recovery, and speeds up age-related muscle loss. Poor sleep, erratic eating habits, and an imbalanced gut all help maintain this inflammatory state, even without visible symptoms. That's why the fourth habit is strategically reduce systemic inflammation. Anna, 67, from Hamburg, struggled with constant fatigue and diffuse muscle aches. By adjusting her diet to focus on natural anti-inflammatories like extra virgin olive oil, turmeric, leafy greens, and fatty fish, along with improving her sleep quality and adding probiotics, she noticed progressive changes. Her body deflated, her muscles began responding to light workouts, and her energy returned. Practical tip: add foods like salmon, walnuts, turmeric with black pepper, green tea, and berries to your daily routine. Also, prioritize quality sleep. Sleeping fewer than 6 hours a night can increase inflammatory markers in the blood by up to 30%. Common mistake: believing that just eating healthy is enough without addressing gut health and rest. Habit 3. Essential vitamins and micronutrients. Even with a balanced diet, many people live in a state of micronutrient deficiency, and this silently undermines the body's ability to generate energy, preserve muscle, and sustain vitality. While macronutrients, proteins, fats, and carbs get all the attention, micronutrients like magnesium, creatine, and vitamin B12 are often overlooked. Yet these are what keep the body's internal machinery running smoothly. The 5th habit, then, is ensure proper replenishment of the micronutrients critical for muscle health. Mark, 69, from Dublin, faced persistent fatigue and weakness despite a balanced diet and daily walks. Simple blood work showed low magnesium and B12 levels. After making basic supplement adjustments, he reported a significant boost in energy, mental clarity, and muscle recovery, all within a few weeks. Magnesium regulates over 300 biochemical reactions in the body. Without it, muscles simply don't perform well. Creatine supports not just strength, but also brain function and endurance. And vitamin B12, crucial for cellular metabolism, often drops in older adults, especially vegetarians or those with digestive issues. Practical tip: get periodic lab tests and prioritize natural sources, seeds, dark green vegetables, fish, eggs. Common mistake: taking generic multivitamins without knowing what your body actually lacks. Habit 2, neuromuscular preservation. When people think about strength, most focus only on muscles. But what controls those muscles are our motor neurons. And without a healthy neuromuscular system, there's no real coordination, balance, or power. Over time, these neural circuits lose efficiency. The good news? They can be trained and preserved just like any other system in the body. That's why the 6th habit is actively stimulate the connection between brain and muscles. And we're not talking about complex workouts. Coordinated movements like dancing, gentle martial arts, or balance exercises activate deep areas of the brain responsible for motor control. Take Isabel, 71, from Bordeaux. After a fall at home, she developed a fear of walking unassisted. Her physical therapist introduced her to Tai Chi, a light, fluid, rhythmic practice. Within a few months, she had not only regained her balance, but also rebuilt confidence in her steps. Her brain had relearned how to command her body with precision. Practical tip: practice movements that challenge your balance and coordination, like climbing stairs while alternating legs, walking in a straight line, or dancing to calming music. Common mistake: focusing only on physical strength and ignoring the command system, the brain. Habit 1. Progressive resistance training. Nothing matches the impact of progressive resistance training. This is the habit that truly rebuilds the muscle mass lost over time. It's the only kind of exercise that sends the body a clear message: we need strength. And it responds, regardless of age. Progressive resistance can be done with weights, resistance bands, or even just your body weight. The key is to apply mildly challenging stimuli in a safe and gradual way. That's how muscle rebuilds and becomes stronger. David, 66, from Toronto, came into the clinic with significant muscle loss, back pain, and trouble climbing stairs. His physical therapist laid out a simple plan: supported squats, resistance band exercises twice a week, and progressively paced walks. After 6 weeks, David could rise from a chair without assistance, and best of all, without pain. The secret lies in progression. If you start with 5 reps, aim for 6 the following week. If you're using a water bottle as a weight today, use 2 next time. Your body needs a reason to grow, and you're the one who gives the signal. Common mistake: doing too much at once and quitting due to pain or fatigue. Practical tip: start with 2 light workouts per week, focusing on major muscle groups like legs, glutes, and back. Consistency, more than intensity, drives transformation. Now that you've learned the 7 most effective habits to regain your muscle strength, here's a simple and direct challenge. Choose one of these habits and comment below with your first step. It could be getting morning sun, taking a 10-second cold shower, adding eggs to your breakfast, or walking while focusing on balance. The important thing is to start with intention. Small daily choices lead to lasting change. And don't forget to turn on notifications, because in upcoming videos, we'll dive deeper into each of these habits with practical tutorials and real-life case studies. Why, if you know someone who needs to regain energy, strength, and independence, share this video. It might be the push they need. Oh, and remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Here, we talk about health with honesty, no magic formulas. Losing strength over time may feel inevitable, but that's not true. Your body doesn't need youth. It needs the right stimuli at the right time. And what you choose to do starting today can completely reshape how you live the years ahead. Whether you're 50, 60, or 80, it's still possible. It always is. Science is proving every day that strength doesn't depend on age. It depends on practice, and practice begins with one step. You might not be able to do everything right now, and you don't have to. But if you can choose one habit, one movement, one decision, you're already on the right path. Your body still responds. Your brain still learns. And your strength can still return. Don't give up just because time has passed. Use time to your advantage. If this video stirred something in you, share it with someone who needs this encouragement. Maybe your father, your aunt, your neighbor, or that friend who always says, "It's too late." It's never too late. Believe that. And we'll see you in the next video with more steps toward your autonomy and vitality.